Most people don't realize that the wrong lighting can make even a beautiful home feel less warm, less functional, and far less elevated than it should. And if you're building, remodeling, or even preparing a home for sale in Park City, Utah, those details matter more than you think. I'm Judy Kostrencich with Luxury Utah Properties, eXp Realty, and today I'm here at Elume in Park City with Emely Moreno. She's a lighting specialist, and we're talking about common lighting mistakes, how to create a cohesive and functional home, and the design trends she's loving right now. So if you love beautiful homes, great design, luxury mountain living, or you simply want your space to feel more polished and intentional, you're going to love this conversation. Our contact information is in the description below, so let's jump in. All right, Emely, so I'm gonna have you introduce yourself
Yes.
to everybody.
Well, my name is Emely Moreno. I moved to Utah 5 years ago. I'm an interior designer. I graduated in 2024, and I have a lighting specialist certification, and I've been in Elume for about 2 years now. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
And was that something that you already knew you wanted to do?
No, honestly, no. Like, I thought I was gonna go into business when I was in high school, but then since I did my senior year here, they told me you need to choose electives, and I was like, okay. They gave me the list, and it's kind of a cute, funny story because my mom said, "Oh, look, that one is interior design," and I was like, "What's that?" So I did a little research, and then I looked at it and I was like, okay, let me take my shot. And then my mom said, I think you're gonna like it because it's something that you've always been passionate, like organizing stuff, finding ways where something could go in the space. So I just thought, well, why not? But I was still taking business classes on high school because I thought I was gonna go in business. But then, I fell in love with the class, and once we were applying for schools, I thought, okay, I might just apply for interior design. I'm just gonna study that. But yeah, that's how kind of I ended up with interior design. I was not gonna do that at all. But yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
I've been doing it for 2 years. College was kind of quick, and yeah, I've been loving it. Yeah.
Very good, very good. I'm glad I asked.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Emely, tell me common lighting mistakes that people make that we don't really know we're making.
Yes, I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
So one of them is not including lighting in the design process at the beginning. I think they just leave it all the way at the end. And let's say people on their floor plans, they were planning having a beam there, and now we have to figure it out how we're gonna place a light there in between the beam or in the beam. And that just limits the options for clients. It doesn't mean that they don't have options, but it just limits them. I think that would be my number one mistake, that they should have lighting or someone that has lighting in the design process at the beginning, so they think through in the future. They don't have too many layers of lighting. I think people just think having recessed can lights, that's everything that they should have. And I think there should be an ambience lighting, a task lighting, and then their general lighting, and just having different, so in between the day they have different moods that they can set. And it just makes the space more cohesive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So give me an example of layered lighting, because I'm trying to understand
Yes.
what it is that the layering. So you said difference between task lighting and ambience lighting, and then I think you said general lighting.
The difference, I think, is just, let's say you're in your living room, you're gonna have your can lights or recessed can lights, and then you're gonna have your chandelier in the middle or a flush mount, depending on your ceiling height. But you can turn those on and off in different times, not at the same time. So it depends, like if you're having a gathering, you would like to have your ambience lighting, and then you're gonna have a table lamp that you can have there for a little bit more warm feeling, but you're not gonna have your general, like your recessed can lights turned on. But if you are watching a movie, you're just gonna have probably LED strips around the room just so you have that low and like a kind of a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're reading something in your living room, you're just gonna have your table lamp. So it's that flexibility of having different lightings in a space that you can move around depending on what you're doing. Yeah.
That is so cool. And I didn't think of all of the different ways you could light a room
Yes.
and do different tasks in the room and enjoy the room.
Yeah. In different ways.
Yeah, different ways. That's awesome. That's very great. I'm glad I know that now. I think we talked about this before, but remind me again, in your professional opinion, how do you create a cohesive and functional home using lighting?
Yes, I think I would use dimmers as my number one, just because you're able to have it really high up when you're doing a task, but then very low, like how we were talking about setting a mood. And I think that's my number one for cohesive. Functional, I do think, depending on the client. So if in their island they just do prepping, like task for their kitchen, then I think, yeah, you need a light that it would bring enough lighting for you to be able to see all the tasks and not having a glare or a shadow from your recessed count lights. But if you just use it for dining, like just eating and not doing too many tasks, then you're gonna change it to having something more pretty and more ambience. And I think it depends, yeah, on the client. But also having right now different textures, patterns, finishes, also that brings a lot of warm, cohesive, and like that feeling that everything is just in a group. But yeah.
It all matches, comes together.
Yes.
So it sounds like you'd put a dimmer switch on everything.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And you have a good reason for it.
Yes, I do think, yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah. And then people oriented. So depending on your client or the person and what they are doing in the space, like I use my kitchen completely different than someone who actually cooks.
Yeah.
Right. So they would want more lighting to help them with their tasks, and I just need it to look good.
Yeah.
Right. So
there you go.
So that makes
There's
sense.
different scenarios.
Yeah. And then what did you?
The task.
The textures.
Yes.
So based on your personality, you could bring that into your house.
Yeah.
With the textures that you use.
Yes.
Very cool. Very great. And then you'd want all of that to come together.
Yes.
Lots of planning happens there.
I know, and a lot of measuring, because you also need to think about what they have and then just trying to match everything that they currently have. If it's a remodel, if it's a new construction, then you just follow the mood board that the designer did and trying to follow that direction of their style. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. One last question.
Okay.
So the last question, tell me what design trends you love right now.
I've been currently loving, I have one client that instead of doing recessed count lights, well, she took them off, but she wanted something different, and she saw these on Pinterest and Instagram. Then instead of having those recessed count lights, she wanted to do cylinders. They're very tall, and they just go flushed in the ceiling, and I thought, oh, that's very cute. Like, if you have tall ceilings, I think that will look very nice. But yeah, like I've been liking that trend. Also in a commercial space, they just did for their general lighting, instead of high bays, they just did the cylinders, the cylinders, and it just gives a lot of light, and it's very customizable. So
I'm gonna need you to show me what that looks like.
Yes.
I don't know what I've not seen this yet. So it's a very new trend. I haven't seen it. So it's a cylinder instead of the recessed can.
Yes, that's what they've been doing, but they don't do it like in all the space. They just do it in like one space. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very interesting, but very cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yes.
Anything else that you're loving right now?
I think also natural textures. I think having woven, wood, glass, it's very nice in a space instead of just doing metal. Bringing that like outdoors inside, I think it makes somebody feel more like alive, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they like. But also having those textures, it shows them also who they are because on their daily life basis. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds a lot warmer too, because I think of wood and woven pieces. They have a warmth to them that metal just doesn't have.
Yeah. I think it depends. Yeah, it depends. Both of them can do the job, but yeah.
Yeah, cool. Depends on what you like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me about lighting. I think it's very cool. Something that not all of us are really going to be always aware of. But
Yeah.
I think you mentioned to me before what your thoughts on lighting are. You can tell everybody else what you think.
Oh yes, I do think, yeah, lighting is the jewelry of the home. Like it just brings life to a space, and you can have lighting in a home, so it's a step you can't miss. Yeah, what else did I say?
Yeah, we all have lights.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But you are, letting me realize how important that they are.
Yes.
And the benefits that you can get from them, rather than just, you have to have the lights on, but you can actually create something enjoyable because you have lights.
Yes, for sure.
Thanks so much for watching this conversation with Emely Moreno at Elume in Park City. If today's conversation inspired you, here's the next step. Take one look around your home and ask yourself, does this space feel as good as it could? Sometimes the smallest design and lighting changes can completely transform the way you live in your home.
If you're ready to elevate your space, connect with me. I'm a lighting specialist and an interior designer here at Elume. My phone number is 385-484-3127.
Again, both of our contact details are in this description below. So before you go, like and subscribe and share this video with someone who loves beautiful homes, thoughtful design, and luxury living in Park City, Utah. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more conversations and inspiration centered around beautiful homes, luxury living, and life in Salt Lake and Park City, Utah.